Yes, sorry?
Back.
Yeah, we're back.
What time is it?
10:26.
Wow.
Yes. So Dennis Situmbi has joined the chat.
Is that right?
The question of jobs, yeah? So he says jobs has 3 pillars: jobs qua ground, 100K CHPs, 76K teachers, over 200K housing jobs, 70K vets and others, jobs kwa mtandao. He says over 1.2 million Kenyans are earning online. President William Ruto negotiated the monetization personally. Beyond that, he has revolutionized the BPO sector, and in Tatu, we have one company employing 5K Kenyans. TVETs are the new centers of remote jobs. Kazi Maju, about 1K Kenyans leaving the country every day in what is the largest labor mobility program ever rolled out. And Asama eco challenges, but eco plan.
So he's just reading all of Itumbi's tweets, like he's...
No, I'm just saying he's responded. I asked a question, he responded.
You sent to Hassan Mugambe?
Yes.
Yeah, that is...
He's the expert.
No, that information don't send to me.
All right, so you...
My office is in the Constitution.
You demanded an apology.
No,
his is not.
Even teachers, for the first time, 76,000 teachers were employed. Because one of the biggest hindrance in our education system, particularly in the remote parts, primary schools, was teaching. The students, a larger class had only 1 teacher, or a whole school has 3 teachers. So it was in our manifesto. And by the way, TSC has employed 76,000. I mean, please.
And it is the private sector that should be employing the bulk.
No.
Not government.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, both government. But the world over now, there are guys who work in Kenya for companies in the US. You know that. This is about innovation.
All right. Okay,
so file stories.
Do we transition? You had demanded an apology.
Yeah. Talking about northeastern...
The fresh census that's supposed to happen in Garissa, Wajir.
Yeah.
So there are those who are asking, we say Luo Nyanza all the time, the Gusii region. Why not Somali region?
Why are you not saying Kikuyu region?
We say Mount Kenya.
Mountain is different from, I'm talking about Kikuyu is equivalent to Somali. When
you say Murema, it's not like Murema.
Okay, I mean, I have a lot of respect for royal media. I protested through a tweet, and I think that's enough, and I think there are many people who saw it. But let me come to the story of census. The census that I have participated as a leader was 2009. That culminated in the creation of constituencies. That time I was a member of parliament for Dugis. Then township was halved out of Dugis and became Balambala and Township. In 2009, I'm giving you 2 examples. In 2009, Balambala constituency had 109,000 citizens. Lagdera constituency had like 115,000. And that's why Lagdera was split into Dadaab and Lagdera. Now come 2019, 10 years later, Balambala has 50,000. Out of the 50,000, 30,000 are school-going children. In these 10 years, there was no particular epidemic that happened in that region. There was no migration. So 10 years down the line, 50% of it, and this, I was the majority leader, and you have seen my clip. People were working at the behest of the state then. And I'm ready to name them. P.S. Kibicho and many others in the office of the president decided to do a deliberate attempt to doctor the results of certain parts of our country.
To what end? Because those are very serious.
No, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The census are critical for the development of any region. The Commission on Revenue Allocation uses census. Government uses census to plan. Resources, so somebody had deliberate plan to deny certain regions of our country resources, political representation. But ask lawyers like Abdikadir. We said no. And that's why I tell you, an independent judiciary is very important for certain regions.
Okay, so...
let me finish. So we went to court. And we didn't just send lawyers. we sent population data experts, statisticians, and our lawyers went with the experts to go and argue before the court. And I'm very, very happy that the scheme of those people, and they're the same people who are orchestrating the killing and the dumping of people in
CS, those are very serious allegations that you're making against people who are not here to defend themselves.
Please call them. We can have this podium.
And you need to come with receipts. Like Sam Gituku has provided receipts, by the way, for the 10 million.
Now
I will share it. I will share it.
We are at census.
Yes.
Now we have passed that. And Sam should be tolerant. He had his cake. I have my views.
What's the bottom line with this census now?
Census,
the new one, what will it determine?
The court, in its wisdom, has said they must go do a free and fair, transparent census of those 3 regions. Meanwhile, no state organ can use the 2019 census for those 3 counties. What do we use? We use the 2009, which is still very unfair. And they have to do projections. It's the same thing, So I'm telling you, Jeff, this. What was their interest in denying a section of Kenyans? And if devolution was not there, the same people opposed devolution. I was part of the constitution-making group. They wanted Kenya to be controlled from the center. Devolution, why did we support devolution? Those of us who are in politics then, and the constitution, and many Kenyans agreed with us. Devolution devolved both resources and governance. When they saw that now 12 billion was going to Mandera, 10 billion to Wajir, 8 billion or 9 billion to Garissa, then they said, how do we deal with this? And these are evil people.
Yeah, but at the same time, look, wait
were you in their minds?
Most of those governors, many of those governors, they spend most of their time in Nairobi.
No. That's a question you can ask them. But let me.
I'm telling you.
Oliver asked me a very good question. I was the majority leader. I protested to President Kenyatta. I protested to the people I'm talking about before even I did that press conference. And look at me there. This guy has interviewed me. Bring those people here.
You talk to them?
Bring Kibicho here and his team who are doing that evil scheme.
You will debate them?
Oh, anytime, anywhere.
All right, CS.
So I want to ask, and that is why, this is one of the reasons why people are opposing President William Ruto. There are certain sections in our country who believe in the politics of exclusion. Politics of exclusion means exclusion in development, exclusion in governance. People are telling us, why are you bringing the opposition people who competed with us into government? Elections are their manifesto. In the manifesto of Azimio and the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza, they shared housing, affordable housing. They shared universal health care. They shared increment of more teachers. They shared that Kenya must be secured. So, if Raila Odinga, for example, former Prime Minister, was a president, he could still have implemented affordable housing as part of his manifesto. President Kenyatta had it.
That was a big four agenda.
That was a big four agenda.
But what happens to this arrangement?
I want you to take one of your crew to Mukuru kwa Jenga, and I'll go with you. The president said, Cabinet must even go see. Because me, I've seen it. The kind of social housing, the way it has turned the slum upgrading program of this government is amazing.
Okay.
We were in Egypt. The same program, universal health care, affordable housing. They have 120 million plus population. We have about 56, 57.
Yeah.
So you said you share a lot of these.
And finally, Jeff, you have gone around. How do you leave developed, you become developing, to middle level, to developed? The moment you fix the health of your nation, the moment you fix the housing needs of your nation, and the moment you fix the education of your nation, Kenya then will be in the category of a developed nation. That is what President Ruto is doing.
You mentioned Raila a moment ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's about to go out for his job in 2 weeks' time.
He's winning, by the way.
What?
Inshallah, he's going to.
What if he doesn't?
What happens if he doesn't?
No. You guys, why do you want him to lose?
We don't. We're just
but
saying
what happens?
you know,
you're not politicians.
In the event,
he doesn't win. These are 55 countries.
Yeah.
6 of them will not vote because they have been suspended. Okay? We remain with how many?
55 minus 6 is 49.
49.
Yeah, 49.
You need to win 32. Former Prime Minister has visited close to 40 of those countries. Okay? The president, I was in government, I was the leader of majority when Amina Avoid. The kind of campaign President Ruto has done for our candidate. This is a very critical office for the people of Kenya, for the government of Kenya. For him to win the seat, he must get 32. These are election. This is an election.
But don't forget the continent is split. The continent is split. There's Anglophone, there's Francophone.
No, and he's mentioned Amina.
There's Lusophone.
And it was.
Listen,
come on, man.
We're told she was one of the two front runners, and she lost.
Listen, Jeff, and look at me. Prime Minister is going to win that seat because we have 49 people voting. We know how many are going to vote for him by now. Don't take us to Anglophone, don't take us to Francophone. These are heads of states. For the first time, which I mean I didn't get it, the East Africa region, 14 countries, close to about 11 are going to vote for Raila Odinga, or 13.
And you don't see the DRC situation impacting that at all?
No, that is only one president's vote. In fact, it is Kenya who went and stabilized the Eastern DRC. I was the Minister for Defense. When the East African regional force left and SADC took over, the measures they have used were different, as we were a peacekeeping mission.
Okay, but look, if he doesn't win.
I don't know why you are insisting on the if. I'm telling you, look at me. There are 48. For him to win, there is 32 members. The Prime Minister has done enough campaign. He visited 40 capitals. 9 heads of state were here last week. All of them confirm voting. All that you need to do is to play your role as a media house, to give more positive. Don't give negative.
I think Olive Burrows is going to be live in Addis Ababa that week.
I will be.
I'll be there.
You'll be there as well?
Of course. But all of us. I mean, we have got climate functions alongside the AU, but there will be a new chairman of the African Union Heads of State. Yeah. This time, I think, is the president of Angola. After that, a vote will take place. It's not a vote that is not known. These are heads of states voting, or they are foreign ministers, or they are prime ministers. Inshallah, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, as he was a Pan-Africanist, I know there are many people who don't want Prime Minister Raila Odinga to leave the local politics. Because they always use him as a guinea pig.
Let me ask you.
I'm telling you.
The U.S. government...
Without Raila Odinga, there are people who their career will come to an end.
All right, the U.S. government has funded a number of green initiatives in the country. Now we're getting into your docket just briefly before we let you go. President Donald Trump has described himself.
You didn't ask me why the former deputy president, who has been chairing all the subcommittees of cabinet, including the finance bill that I said, including the Adani deal where Murkomen, the then minister, presented in our subcommittee. You know, unlike President Uhuru Kenyatta, nothing comes to the cabinet before it is I have a cabinet memo, but unless it goes to the subcommittee chaired by Professor Kindiki, the deputy president, it will never go to the... So I want leaders to be very honest. And do I look like a flower girl?
Oh, well...
flower girls are good, by the way. But the whole deputy president is calling the cabinet, former deputy president is calling we have flower girls. Let me tell you, I myself, let me speak now because I sit on behalf of my colleagues. We debate in the subcommittee of cabinet chaired by, Ricky G himself said he chaired the highest number of subcommittees of cabinet. The president asked, has this thing been discussed in subcommittee of cabinet? Yes. Minister, move your cab memo. You move, he asked.
But you're one of the only, you're saying they're not cabinet secretaries, but you're one of the only cabinet secretaries we hear from consistently in the public domain.
Yeah. Are the others scared to speak to us or what?
No. Now, you're taking me, you want me to discuss my colleagues. No, I represent them here. And I represent the president. So what I'm saying, I agree with you. We as government must come, we have specific docket. I agree with you.
Yeah, you need to speak out more.
You must speak out.
Yeah.
But it is very immoral, it's very irresponsible to call a cabinet that it's a rubber stamp, it's a flower gun. But between me and you, the person who never contributed anything in cabinet meetings is a former deputy president.
Oh, come on.
And
I am telling you.
Come on.
Okay.
He was your favorite at one point.
No.
You people were buddies.
No. There are many political people. At one time, Kwanza Musyoka was our leader of government business, when I was in parliament, in the 10th parliament. But I'm saying, I think leaders must speak the truth. They must have integrity. And I can tell you that Jeff, President William Ruto, after even the cabinet asked, is there anybody? So you don't look for cheap stuff. I think we need to discuss the way you have called me tonight. The unemployment issue. That should be the role of the opposition.
Yeah.
What are the numbers? You promised us
there's no opposition
4 million.
There's no opposition. You swallowed them all into Kenya Kwanza.
But in your story tonight, you were showing Kalonzo Musyoka and he said, opposition leader. You didn't say that.
And by the president president going back on car rooftops to respond to his deputy president, is he not turning us into a campaign mode?
No. The president is not responding. Let me tell you, number one, the rooftops didn't start with President Ruto. The rooftops started even with the President Uhuru Kenyatta. The rooftops were with Prime Minister Raila Odinga. It is the most convenient way to talk to Kenyans. And it's part of cutting expenditure. Instead of putting a big tent and you go to the market, you talk to Kenyans, and he's right to give Kenyans the policy of his government. Two, if today as a cabinet minister, I say 1, 2, 3, the first people, before even the president talks, is you people. You call me here, you say, you have said this and this, and we have called somebody from the other side. Can you... You
didn't answer my question that has to do with your docket.
Yeah, Donald Trump pulling out
climate
of
change denial.
No.
US-funded programs.
And pulling out of the...
No. I mean, Donald Trump said America first. I want to say that we had very little funding of the many donors in the climate space from the US. The US was our biggest partner in the security sector. The US is our biggest partner in the health sector. Okay? Those two, the health sector has rescinded. I mean, HIV, AIDS, TB clauses, he has rescinded.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the security sector is where, when I was in the defense, all that we did, the only one that I think he might not do anything is anything that was in the US, anything that has congressional backing, he can't reverse it. But it's not only us.
You never know.
No, it's not only us. Okay. It's many people.
Haiti?
In fact, we should be...
Haiti,
I have no idea. I mean, the Minister for Interior can talk about it.
All right.
Are we ready to take on?
But our troops are there.
Yes.
The US has confirmed the new Secretary of State. And I'm sure I saw my colleague sending this.
Have you discussed it in cabinet? Are we ready to take on the 43 billion, for instance, if the funding is not retained for HIV peptide?
No. Yes, we have no choice. I mean, the lives of the people of Kenya, we will bring a supplementary. The lives of the people of Kenya will not be left to the decision that will be taken by the new administration in the US.
Yeah.
The government of Kenya, the president, will call the cabinet, and we will go to parliament, we'll look at our resources.
And you'll find the money.
And we'll find the money.
All right, CS Aiden Raleigh, Environment, Climate Change, Forestry, good to see you. Thanks so much for your time.
We did 900 million trees last year.
You did not.
We grew 900 million, and we need to do, and we were supposed to do 1.5.
Show us.
Even you guys have done. You know, you have not grown any tree, but Royal Media has.
How do you?
We have.
Royal Media did.
Keep tweeting at
Aden Duale, Honorable Aden Duale.
At
Barrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
At Kunanga Jeff at Citizen TV Kenya. Yeah, like I said, hashtag Sunday Live. More stories ahead and sports news. We're back in a minute. Thank you.